Texas.
Yeah.
He lives in Texas, too.
You live near him.
I think Gobi is college
3,
age. I can't remember.
1, brawl.
I'm pretty sure he's in college. But this is Kylar Alice coming all the way from Australia, possibly the longest journey. I'm not sure, just based on the globe, whether Dobrain's journey or Kylar's journey was wrong. Because one way, Dobrain obviously goes west around the world, and I think Kylar goes east around the world. So I'm not sure who actually has a longer journey in terms of raw mileage.
Pretty sure it goes to Dobrain.
Pretty sure it goes to Dobrain?
Yeah.
Even though...
Someone quote me on that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I would say Dobrain and Kylar are our longest traveling gentlemen and in the Brawlhalla scene now. And this is actually Kylar's first LAN this year. It's going to be one of the only LANs he's able to make it to other than BCX.
Yeah, right. And so he's going to be looking for the regional qualifiers to get into to get to BCX. But of course, right now, Kylar, he definitely made a big journey getting here. He's going to be looking to put down some good showing, some good improvement. Against Gobi, though, Gobi, I thought Gobi recently, he really surprised me. I think he's done a really good job at improving himself in the game over the course of, this year. I remember in the past, Gobi was very much like, hey, I'm happy where I am, talking to players, being in the community, things like that. I know sort of my place, and he was very much like the Lance god.
Yep.
But that was in a time where Lance wasn't really very popular.
Yes.
But now it's been a lot of actual analysis of his play, really being patient and going at it in a very methodical fashion. And he has shown remarkable, steady, progressive improvement.
And he's had a chance to see, now that Lance is in a little bit more favorable state, he's been able to see non-Lance players play Lance. So they're not doing the same things that Lance main's doing. So him and I Can't Kill Anyone and a couple other people, like those were the main Lance heads that kind of got together and were like, yeah, this is what we do with Lance, sparring one another. Oh, that's a cool thing that you do with Lance. I'm going to do that. So they've just kind of been in this Lance bubble, kind of sequestered from everyone else. And now seeing like people picking up Artemis and other Lance characters out there, they're able to kind of take those maybe just different things that a Lance main might not initially see.
Ooh, good dare ground pound coming out from Gobi. I believe he took out Kylar's recovery with that dare. Now Kylar's going to be coming back in looking for that weapon. It was a spear.
Now, Gobi was a little bit worried about his warm-up situation because so many of the stations were taken up in pools just because obviously we had a fair amount of players playing all at one time. He did, of course, I pulled some strings. I know a few people. I was able to get him some warm-up time because he was actually really worried about going up against Egg Soup. He ended up 2-0ing Egg in the process, so the warm-up time did help. As you're facepalming, your boy Egg Soup struggled yesterday. He had a lot of SDs in 2v2. It looks like he struggled today, definitely against Gobi, and this is currently
random.
He randomed?
I'm pretty sure
he definitely said he was going to random. I wouldn't be surprised
when he
if
says
he
he's going to
through.
random, I believe it.
Yeah. So this is the winners quarterfinals of Kylar Alice versus SillyGobi. Obviously, Gobi under the Fable flag and Kylar Alice under the Burrito flag. The other Burrito player being Zaloxtry and the other Fable players being almost too many to count.
Too many. I wish I could. Both of these players are in the orange on this last talk. Very close game between these two players who I'm sure have never come close to fighting in the past. Downlight in the recovery from Gobi. Kylar with a slide charge side stick. Gets that recovery. Looks for another gravity cancel downlight. Isn't quite going to find it. Goes way down below. Gobi probably not expecting that. Looks for the spot dodge. Doesn't get a gravity cancel afterwards. Neutral light. Both these players dare. The weapon throw almost connects, but he has taken out his options, and he's not going to be able to touch the ledge. Gobi takes game one.
I'm hoping that we get to see more of Kylar Alice, because he's someone who's kind of a wild card. Not only, obviously, is he in the Australian region, so like we haven't played against him. You don't play against him in ranked. You don't play against him in tournaments. And then on top of that, Australia has not had many tournaments. There's been like one 1v1 tournament and one 2v2 tournament in terms of circuit tournaments all year. So on top of that, there's just not a lot of pure tournament game footage of Kylar to even look at and analyze how he plays. That's extremely limited. Obviously, he's streaming more now, but that's still him streaming and talking to chat. That's that's a different environment. It's just not the same. So Kylar kind of is a wild card right now. He is playing the Satori. Obviously, last year he played a lot of Rax. He played some gun characters as well, other gun characters, and I'm excited to see more of Kylar Alice this year.
I'm interested. You mentioned how not a lot of footage to go off of and analyze his playstyle. I'm curious to see which and how many players actually take the time to go into their opponent's VODs and analyze their playstyles. I know a decent number of people who will absolutely do that, but a lot of people are more focused on self-improvement than looking at their opponents.
Yeah, so a lot of people will look at their own VODs and their own replays and analyze those over their specific opponents, and maybe that's something that Australia might do just because there's a smaller amount of people. So in order to check out all your opponents, if there's like 4 top guys in Australia, that's only really 4 people you got to look at compared to all the top players in North America that you might run up against, all the top players in EU that you might run up against. And Kylar is the top guy in Australia. He's #1 on the Australia circuit point. Granted, that's only after really 2 tournaments, but he still is the #1 guy to beat. And we'll actually see more of him in the Australia regional qualifier that is in 2 weeks.
Something like that.
I think it's in
very,
2 weeks. It's very, very soon. You can check smash.gg/Brawlhalla for the schedule of all the regional qualifiers, where the winner, just the winner, will be getting a plane ticket and a hotel to the BCX World Championship November 3rd through 5th in Atlanta, Georgia.
But in the meantime, Gobi face palming as he gets hit by a sword in air. He wasn't happy with that. But he had taken a lot of damage. I think he was really looking to kill Kylar first. He does get that kill there. Looks pretty satisfied. But as we go into stock number 2, both of these players just feel very, very even.
And it's interesting to see no skins. Like, this is just default. To me, this almost looks like when you see 2 gold level players play, just because there's no skins. And they obviously have access to every single skin in the tournament build here, but they're going default skins, default weapons, default colors as well. That's interesting to see, because like I was playing Magma Bob earlier, and he spent way too much time. Picking out his skins and weapons. Like, he needed to chill a little bit on that.
I played 2s with him. Like, we're sitting here, we're playing 2s. I'm like, Magma, are you gonna queue us up? He's like, no, I'm picking my weapon skins and my stands and everything. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Like, it's important, but he takes it overboard.
So, someday we'll get to play, right?
Yeah.
Downlights coming out from both players. Both in the red. Again, it just continues to be extremely close. And we'll see. Kylar, he was definitely opting a lot for sword jump nairs. Now he's going for those dares. I think he's watching as Gobi switches his playstyle slowly. There's going to be that lance recovery, but he's not going to be able to punish it. He doesn't need to. Gobi unable to make it back.
He just didn't quite have the angle there. That 45-degree angle didn't quite make him clear that corner, so he ended up bonking his head. If he would have been able to clear the corner, that recovery probably would have given him enough distance to either dodge into the wall or side air into the wall to reset those jumps. Kylar hanging on to this just tiny, tiny lead right now.
Ooh, and the wake-up ground pound almost connects on Kylar. Would have been a great kill. Instead, Kylar manages to get away from it. Punishes that signature, but he still has no weapon. And Gobi definitely wants to deny to him as long as possible, but he's already got him in the orange off unarmed damage alone.
But Roland has all the defense in the world. He is virtually an unkillable beef castle. You saw that downlight into the unarmed recovery, sending Kylar off the screen. The unarmed sider not quite going to kill. Kylar using that dodge first. By the time he gets back to the stage, he'll have it back again. The turnaround neutral signature off of Roland's sword ends up taking out Kylar's second stock.
He pointed at the screen and said something. I mean, I'm sure there's no one there to talk to. So, you know, Gobi.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's talking to his coach.
His coach?
His mid-set coach.
The one behind him that we can't see?
Yeah.
That's the guy. I think it was just exasperation that he...
Maybe it's the voices.
Killed. He downlights recovered Kylar, I think, on sword, and didn't get the kill. And I think he finally got it on the neutral. There it is. And, of course, he immediately got taken out. Kylar with a nice JV2.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Going into game 3 here. Gobi getting a little bit of unarmed damage before picking up the weapon. It looks like he's been struggling with Lance a little bit against Kylar. Like, he was having more luck with sword. Obviously, some of that is just the sword kit itself. It's reasonably easy to pick up, has so much utility in it. It has just solid moves for almost every situation. There is a good move to pick.
Decent damage from both players. They're both on Sword now. You got any comments on Sword? I feel like, have we seen anyone not play Sword?
Not really. So many games were dominated yesterday by Sword. Like
Yesterday
it's still
definitely on 2s, but even in 1s, like it's, you know, Hattori, Roland, Asuri.
Well, the Roland is a little bit rare.
The Roland is rare,
But still,
even
Sword.
the rare characters
Still have Sword.
have Sword.
Sword is still
Plenty
heavily
of Koji,
favored
Bodvar.
in every single meta. Even when EU's playing more Scythe than North America and there's no Scythe Sword character, if there was a Scythe Sword character, I think a lot of North American players would be playing Scythe, and I think a lot more European players would be playing Sword. But there still are a lot of Sword in EU, a lot of Sword in IDE. There's some Sword in Australia, at least from Kylar Alice.
Everyone's loving Sword, and of course, ooh, nice weapon throw. Making sure he doesn't get edge guarded. There's the classic downlight Sair for the kill for Gobi. Kylar Alice going to be looking to even it up as quickly as possible. Of course, like you mentioned earlier, Roland high defense. The weapon though isn't going to connect, but Kylar unable to punish does get the recovery. That's going to be it. Even second stocks. Gobi making another face. Gobi also has very good facial expression. I'm very happy to see a player with good facial expression.
He's definitely animated.
I have to go back and watch my game just to see if I made any.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were streamed. How did that game go?
It went well. I mean, I got 2-0'd, but I thought it went well.
Not too well then.
I thought it went. Like,
it could have
look,
gone worse.
It could have gone a lot worse. I was fighting a Tropheus. I thought, you know what? I watched him play as he warmed up. I analyzed him. I knew exactly what I was getting into. I was happy with it. Even if everyone else is unhappy, I don't care. I thought I did okay.
Keep in mind, even though this is Game 3, this isn't the winner's bracket at this point, so there still is a set to lose after this before you're completely out of the tournament. They are pretty much dead even tied at this point. Gobi was looking to space out that downlight. You don't see him following up the down signature. You've seen the Sword down signature come out, but he hasn't followed it up with the neutral light. And that's just like the ultimate defensive move, because the down signature has so little recovery. You just throw out that neutral light. You cover yourself so well.
Gobi hitting a neutral heavy unarmed as Kylar tries to dodge through him. Every time I try to hit you with a neutral heavy, you just give me a look as if I'm absolutely crazy.
That's because you are for trying to hit me with a neutral heavy, because you don't do it like that.
What do you mean I don't do it? All he did was throw it out.
You telegraph yours, Creed.
Telegraph?
There is a difference between your level of player and that level of player. That's why you're back here and he's out there.
Oh my god. I was out there.
Yeah, you got 2-0'd though. He's not getting 2-0'd. Hey, Creed, I'm just telling like it is. You wanted to come at me with the business, you're going to get the business back.
Kylar's got the advantage here. He's got Gobi in the red, but he's in an edge guard position. Gobi going to be looking to do this very
great patience
steadily.
On that
is able to make it back on stage with that chase dodge to get back. Good gravity cancel. Or was it even gravity?
No, that was a turnaround slide charge downlight.
That was slide charge downlight.
Yeah.
Is able to hit. Now both these players in the red almost gets a gravity cancel side stick. Barely that neutral light caught him out of it. Both players were stacked for a good amount of time trying to throw out sword attacks. Neutral Sig's gonna do it. And Kylar Alice takes it in game number 3.
Is that really what you call that though? Is that considered a slide charge? When you hit the turnaround and it's a light attack?
It's gotta be.
Because it's also kind of like a ledge cancel.